Okay, so the next part of the lesson is called power of a quotient property, and obviously it's a little bit related to quotient property, which is why it's on the same assignment, hypothetically. Part D says to expand and then simplify, so let's do a couple of those. Let's say you have 3/4 raised to the power of 2. Okay, so this is called a quotient, this is called a power, that's why it's called power of a quotient property. So what you're going to do, think way back to lesson number 1 from last week. This exponent tells you how many sets of parentheses you need. Again, do this on line paper, people. And do not use sideways fractions. Sideways fractions are dangerous. So you got 3/4 times 3/4. 2 of them, yeah? Which equals, how many 3's you got altogether? 3 times 3, which is 3 squared, over 4 times 4, which is 4 squared. Yeah? This is perfectly acceptable answer. But because everything's numbers, you could go one step further and evaluate. Evaluate just means tell us the answer to 3 squared, which is 9, and 4 squared is 16. This answer is great, but we want to see this. Yeah? Well, we need to see this because it says so in the directions. And simplify. Yeah? This is actually called evaluating. Let me do a little bit harder one. Yeah? Okay, let's go with 2x y squared over 3z cubed. Yeah? And we're going to raise that to the power of 4. I know what you're thinking. Thank goodness I did not make it 5 or 6 or 7 or 8. Yeah. So we need 4 sets of parentheses. Okay? And then you just rewrite that in each set of parentheses. Oh my goodness. Why did I make this one so difficult? By the way, there's nothing this hard on the actual assignment. So if this makes sense, then you're going to be in great shape for the assignment. Okay. And if I run out of room, I don't know what I'm going to do. Alright, so here we go. We're going to treat each piece separately. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 2 to the... Yeah, I'm out of room. Sorry guys. Give me a second. Okay. Actually, I need lined paper, so you definitely want lined paper, I'm telling you. Lined paper. There we go. No. So anyways, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 2 to the 4th. And then you got x times x times x times x, which is x to the 4th. And then you get y squared times y squared times y squared times y squared, which is y to the 8th. Yeah? Because remember, y squared really means y times y. So you got y times y, y times y, y times y, y times y. All together, 8y. Okay? So that's the top. And then on the bottom, you got 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is 3 to the 4th. And then you got z cubed times z cubed times z cubed times z cubed, which is z to the 12th. Let me double count. We got 3 here, 3 there, that's 6. Another 3, that's 9. Another 3, that's 12. Yep. This is beautiful. That's what we were looking for. But because there is a numerical piece, you could go one step further and tell us what the answer to 2 to the 4th is, which is 16, by the way. And 3 to the 4th, which is 81. Voila. Oh, sorry. So this answer is actually prettier, but this is what we want to see. Yeah. Expand and then simplify. So that's how you do part D. It is really hard to get a problem wrong when you expand it, because you literally get to see with your eyeballs how many 2's there are. Right? Part E just says simplify, so we do not need to see any work. So let me do a couple of those. 2 to the 5th to the 3rd power. Basically, everything inside the parentheses gets raised to the power of 3. So you get 2 to the 3rd and 5 to the 3rd. Yeah, that's what we want. Which is 8 over 125. Yeah. This is what we want to see though, not this. This. Yes? This is like bonus. But I will say this. If you go ahead and write this and you write 2 to the 3rd is 6, we have to mark it wrong. So be careful. And if you write 5 to the 3rd is 15, we definitely have to mark it wrong. That means you don't understand what exponents are. Yeah. 2 to the 3rd is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. Not 2 plus 2 plus 2, which is 6. Totally different meaning. So, be careful. If you're going to evaluate, make sure you do it correctly. Yeah. And let me do another harder problem. Let's say we got 3x over 4y cubed, all of that raised to the 4th power. So everything inside the parentheses gets raised to the power of 4. So you get 3 to the 4th, x to the 4th, over 4 to the 4th. And y to the 3rd to the 4th power is y to the 12th. If that confused you at all, that is called the power property. Oops, sorry, power property. That was on day 3 last week. Power property, which just says multiply the exponents. There you go. So y to the 3rd to the 4th is y to the 12th. This is what we want to see. If you want to go further, just be careful that you write the correct answer to 3 to the 4th, which is 81. And then on the bottom, 4 to the 4th, I have no idea. 16 times 16, 256? I have no idea. I'm going to check it, obviously, because I don't want to be wrong. 4 to the 4th, let's see. 4 to the 4th. 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. 256, hey! In my head, I don't do it like that at all. I go 16 times 16 in my head, which is obviously the same thing. Yeah? Okay, so that's how you do part E. It should be quick because we don't need to see any work. We just you write the original problem, write the answer. Write the original problem, write the answer. Yeah. And that is assignment number 1 for this week. Good luck. Some of the problems will be fast. The expanding ones take a little bit of time.